Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be still on this 57 Chevrolet. And we're going to be messing around with some parts that are unseen, but very, very important. We're waiting on parts, so now's as good time as any to get on some of these secondary parts that have just been chilling against the wall, covered in dust, overspray, and spiders. So follow along, and I'm gonna put it right all up in that area. Welcome to this episode in the garage. This is what we're going to be dealing with today, namely that specific part right there, which is the power steering cylinder, power steering ram, whatever you want to call it. Either one of those are accurate. We will be replacing, like pitman arm, outside tie rods, and but right now we're gonna get this thing apart, get it cleaned up, and rebuild it, get it painted up nice and pretty. We got to repolish the cylinder shaft. It got sandblasted, so we're gonna be repolishing that while we got it down in all its pieces and parts. And I get you set up, and we'll get right into it. The first thing we need to do, get this cylinder loose from the rest of the steering components first. Come apart a little, or come loose a little easier than what I figured it would. Of course, now I have never had one of these apart, so you and me, we're gonna learn this together. We are. All right, this section we can go ahead and set back in the flow. We don't need that where we're going. We ain't gonna need these where we're going either. But I do have a feeling we're fixing to make a slight mess. when I pulled all this apart, you can see I just cut the hoses off of it, knowing that they would be replaced with new ones. Which I have already procured. Alright. Looks like it already leaked most of the fluid out of it. All right, we're gonna get this thing cleaned up, and oh, got the hiccups, and get to work on replacing the seals and washers and O-ring and all that good stuff. All right, it's been sitting for about 30 minutes in a concoction of chemicals that I'm certain not only should be mixed together, but shouldn't come in contact with skin. So we're gonna do the right thing. We're just gonna get right in there with it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Feel a slight tingling, the secondary burning sensation. Let you know it's working. We want to make sure to get right down here on it and breathe all of this in. Really take it in, you know. Get the full experience. All right, so I got a C-clip in here that I do not have anything with pins small enough to fit in the holes, so we're probably gonna end up destroying that little booger. Just like so. I need some light. It did move. There we go. Oh, I need you. Got a nut went flying somewhere. Fine thread nut. Oh, there it is. Found it. Now I was really hoping that when that shaft come out, it would just go ahead and pull that other secondary seal out with it. No, it dinked. He exclaims. We gotta figure out how to get that seal out of there. There we go. things, either what's left in there is pressed in after the shaft and piston is put in, or the shaft and piston come from this direction, go ahead and go through this end of the housing, and then this is welded to the end. Not 100% sure, but nonetheless, get in here and clean this out good as we can anyway. Don't want to clean it too much. They'll expect too much out of us. All right. Tell you what, before we do that, why don't we polish this shaft up real quick? Why don't we do that? Back together. I'm just gonna assume that you all right. So you go here. You go here. You go here. You go here. And you go here. Just like so. Yes? No? Maybe? Yes? Piston rod seal. I'm going to assume that you go spring down. Careful not to rip the rod seal. I'm going to assume that you go this way. Washer this way. And then wiper ring and then the C-clip. All right, I'm gonna assume that this is together correctly. So we're gonna take these two back off, and we're gonna deal how would be the best way to get that down in there? Without messing it up. That should protect it against whatever I'm fixing to do next. That will work. And that will work. Problem is, I'm going to need another socket. Sounds like bottom to me. Also looks like bottom to me. Retaining ring. And clip. Now the trick is for this thing not to fly all over the place. That'll work. Just like so. Beautiful. All right, one cylinder rebuilt. All right, there you go, guys. One power steering hydraulic ram rebuilt. Now we're gonna be revisiting all this when it comes time to put the steering components together on this old thing. But for now, that part right there is done. If you made it this far, I appreciate it greatly. If you're not subscribed and you enjoy this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button, share button, leave a comment. Let me know what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, what I can change, what I don't need to change. Till next time, you guys go do some work.